Hello guys, how you doing? Sorry about that. Welcome to Sim UK and TramSim Munich. Excuse me, sorry, frog in my throat. So TramSim Munich is like, I don't know how to explain it. It's the latest DLC for TramSim, but it's not a DLC, it's a standalone game. As a friend of mine said to me last night, it seems like they're going down the same route as Dovetail Games, and that is very much very accurate. They are copying, pasting, and then let me put it this way: if they fix something in this game, it won't be fixed in the other TramSim game. That is exactly the polar opposite of what object-oriented development is supposed to provide. It's exactly what Dovetail Games do. Don't listen to them when they say, I don't know what I'm talking about, and they do use object-oriented programming. They don't. They're full of shit. TramSim are now doing exactly the same thing. God only knows why. Probably because it's easier to do it this way. Easier. And it is easier to just copy it and build something new over here. It is easier to do it that way. Object-oriented programming is quicker in the long run, but it's definitely a lot harder. You have to think more about what you're doing, and you have to basically plan what you're doing before you do it. Whereas this way, you can just copy it over and figure it out as you go. That's probably why they've done it. I'm not a fan of it. If you go and look on YouTube, not YouTube, sorry, if you go and look on Steam and look at the Steam reviews, people are not happy about it either. Back that up with the number of bugs that are in this game, and there are a lot. There's a lot of bugs. There's a lot of strange behavior and missed opportunities to correct me as a driver. If we look at my profile, this is probably the most accurate profile I've ever seen in the world. Level 1, without knowledge. That is 100% me. That is how I feel right now. And it's not because I haven't been playing the game. I have been playing the game. The tutorial itself doesn't really help you as a player to evolve. Unless you speak German. I'm sure if you could speak German, and I can't, unfortunately, you would have a distinct advantage here. And, okay, do you know what? They haven't translated everything into English. I can get over that. That's not a big deal. It's not like in England we try and translate every game into German, so I can sort of... Okay, I'm quite happy to learn a bit of German in order to play this game. And the tutorial is good enough to get me going, etc. But you can see over here, I've got 4 perfect stops and 2 accidents. Now, those accidents are me ramping the tram up to maximum speed, and then going straight into other vehicles. I've driven into a tram and a car. And all that happens is it says, you know, you've hit something, and then just lets you continue anyway. That's not a simulator, I'm sorry to say. That really isn't. I mean, with the price they're asking, that's not good enough, really. I went round some of the tightest corners at well over 60 miles an hour, and it looked like it was going to come off the tracks, but it never came off the tracks. It never comes off the tracks. That's not simulated. Things like that, you know, the level of simulation in the tram itself in terms of switches and procedures and stuff, very high. Very impressed with that. Very impressed with that. But the overall package at the price they're asking, very disappointed. I mean, look at my logo up here. They've obviously copied that straight from Steam, I would imagine. But it's terrible quality. I mean, I've only just spotted that, and it's like another nugget. It's another thing that's not quite right about this game, and that sums this game up completely. I've played this game quite a lot. I've done the tutorial twice, and I've done one single route on my own where I got bored and ended up trying to smash everything up and going around corners at ridiculous speeds. Doesn't appear to have saved any of my progress, so it seems that the only thing I can do... so the R2-2B is the only tram in this game. Audio, graphics. Let's see if I can do something about the graphics because they're not great. Oh, here we go. That might help me. 4K. Let's go 4K. Unlimited FPS. Let's limit that to 60 FPS. Cockpit view. 90 degrees. Tram dirt is on. Save changes. Continue. Okay, we're now running at 4K. Let's create a new game. In advanced mode, you are in control. Create your individual simulation experience with TramSim's wide range of settings. Okay, how many routes do we have? 23, 27, 28. 23, 27, 28. That's it. There's 3. R22B. We've got the E2. There are different. ULFA, ULFB, R22B. That's the default. Let's go with the 𝗥𝗏𝗃 301. Dynamic weather. Dynamic weather. But then you pick what happens in the weather. I don't really like this. This is... I mean, add this as a feature, sure, but don't make that the weather. You know... Ridiculous. Let's go for winter. Time settings 12 o'clock. Blah 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 blah. Advanced options. Advanced options are saved automatically. Great. Startup vehicle off. COVID mode. Oh my god. Let's turn that on. Switch malfunctions. Realistic. Set switches automatically. Don't know. Startup vehicle off, signal interferences. What does that mean? God only knows. All right, let's load it up. Let's see how we get on. I'm predicting an absolute categoric failure here. And I'll be honest with you, it sounds like the tram is already set up and running. Even though I said, don't start the tram up for me. Alright, so this was a cataclysmic mistake, because now I'm in a tram, which I don't recognise at all, and I've no idea how to start it. Fortunately, it seems that the tram is set up and ready to go, so I don't need to worry about that so much. So in terms of the tram itself and the realism that it provides there, see, now I've gone slightly past that chap there in the wheelchair, and that now is an epic problem because I don't think he's going to be able to get on. Okay, that's the door open. And ay. That's the blinker, aka indicator. Oh, hello. What's all this? Are these touch control? It's not happening, is it? Ah, schniggets. Right, okay. So if I go to tutorials, general help and controls. Oh man, see, this is the problem with this game. It's lacking in so many departments. I want to do a tutorial on this train. Vehicle control. Yes. Brilliant. I mean, that's... Right, do you know what? We're going to swap. Go back to menu, continue, because I don't know how to drive this tram. There doesn't... Tram, sorry. There doesn't appear to be a tutorial for that tram either. Let's do exactly the same thing. Let's do 28 actually this time. We'll stick on the R22B because I've done some training on that and I kind of know what's going on. And everything else has been set. Okay, let's start the game. So one of the things that I asked for... Oh, we got a K up straight away. Are we already logged in? Didn't I say don't auto start the tram? So we have a K up straight away, but I don't actually have a K option here, so I guess we're not going to go right, we're going to go left. Let's just see how we do. See if we can achieve some sort of success here. Oh look, we got a guy at the end there who wants to get on the tram. Now he's completely in the wrong position. I can't really help him too much. But let's open the doors. Okay, we can lock that one open. And now we can put the ramp out. Now I'm almost certain that I've positioned myself perfectly here. Because normally this chap is sat waiting. If I go to the external cam, normally this chap is waiting on those bobbly line bits there, and I'm pretty bloody close to that, but he's not going to move at all. And according to that, we haven't even reached the station, so I'm not sure how well that's going to go. People have got on, he's not getting on. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I've put the ramp down. I did my bit. This is another irritating thing. When you're working on the camera and you go to the external view, you can still hold the button and do it. But when you go back in, it always puts your flipping camera back where it was, not leave it where it should be. So many irritating things like that. It's crazy. I think the light said don't go. I'm pretty sure the light said don't go. But whatever. Look at that, I just pushed my way through. So we got a straight line up.
Umstieg zur U4, U5 und zur S-Bahn. Change here for U4, U5 and S-Bahn services.
That's pretty cool. So I mean, you know, when you're on the tram and you're going down the line and you're looking at all the scenery and the trees and the stuff like that, it's not bad. I don't know what any of those tram signals mean, but it doesn't matter. You can go straight through a "don't go through here now" sign. Absolutely no problem whatsoever. They really don't care. So I'm just going to try and do... I'm going to try and do this as properly as I can. I'm sure I'll make a million mistakes. Feel free to tell me all about them in the comments. But the tutorial, I find, is so limited that I don't see how I can... The guy looks like a duck. Look how far off his face the mask is. How big is your nose, fella? What the hell? Come on now. This is mental. I've got to make a review on this game, you know. All of their face masks are like way off their face. I think that means go. A straight up line definitely means go, but... Excuse me. I think that also means go. I'm not 100% sure. And where's the external cam? Is that it? Stop too early again. I do love how all the passengers get up and walk off and stuff. And they come in and they actually sit down on the seats. I mean, there are a lot of positives amongst all the negatives with this game. One thing that, you know, really makes them stand out above Dovetail games is that they really are trying to be a sim. Beautiful detail on that building over there. And that's what the Munich DLC is actually all about. More than anything else, it's very much about Munich itself and the details on the environment. You know, and some of the architecture is fabulous. Still think dot means I can go. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm only supposed to go when the light is straight up, but hey, whatever. There you go. Guy climbed out the top of the tram and fell off the edge. You know, if you're going to charge full price game prices, like 30 quid this is, bearing in mind they already had the core code for this written, so it's not like they've written it from scratch. You just got to ask yourself, is that good enough? And I don't think it is. I can't see what that says. What does that say? Reverse! Oh, we've got an F. And now a red light. So now I can't go. We got an F to control the things. So, no, there's nothing here. Okay, I misunderstood that then. Unless, of course, this is not behaving as it should be. There's not a lot of traffic, is there? I thought that F meant that I had control over the traffic lights. But I don't see it. And on the first TramSim game that they released, I said, you know, I've got a rail driver here. I'd love to be able to use that with this game. That would be incredible. Nothing. Zero effort to have that included. Not recognised. There's no way I can use it in this system at all. Simply not good enough. Simply not good enough. It really isn't. That would be such a huge immersion kick. The audio, I'll give them credit on the audio. The audio is almost perfect. But look at that, look. That's not acceptable. At the price you're charging, that is not okay. And why can't I lift this blind up? It's constantly blocking my view down that left window. Why can't I lift it up? I think I put emergency brake on there by accident. There you go, off the top of the tram again. 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃. I don't think I've got this working right, but I don't know how to rectify that. Tram on the opposite side, that's pretty cool. Press the wrong button. I want this. Now a bit of this. No, I'm not entirely sure what the speed limit is. I do think it's 25 miles per hour. But nobody seems to tell me off when I go over that speed limit. So sometimes I just do. Because 25 is pretty slow. Or I like to creep just above it like I'm doing now. 26, 27. certainly are benefits. I mean, there are elements of this that are absolutely superb. I mean, it's definitely a sim. There's no denying that. Oops. Panicked a little bit there. Just lacks polish. And a UI that's usable for people who A, aren't German, B, experts in trams. That's basically it. I think the environment itself is adequate. It's a little bit blocky, but maybe that's what Berlin looks like. I don't like how the AI cars drive into each other. I don't like how they disappear the way that they do. Again, climbing out the top of the tram. I think the biggest thing for me is I don't want to drive using my keyboard and mouse. I just don't like it. They've added VR support. I mean, who the hell adds VR support before controller support? What the hell is that all about? I don't get it. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. It's like the chances of people having a controller over people having a VR headset is astronomically in favour of controllers first. Just makes no sense. I don't know what drugs these guys are taking, but that doesn't make any sense what they're doing. Again, climbing out the top of the tram. You know, I've got all these people with their duck masks on that are way off their face. I mean, I don't mean they're off their faces. I mean, the masks are off their faces. Areas where they just dip into the ground like that. So many of these silly little issues. It's not popping up here again. I don't think this is set right.
Fahrgäste, bitte stellen Sie Kinderwagen oder schwerere Gegenstände in den vorgesehenen Bereich und sichern Sie sie gegen
I've probably buggered that right up now. So according to this, I'm turning left, but I don't have the ability to do this because I don't have the radio control thing popping up on my screen. Oh, this is a new bug. Now I can't move my mouse. That was so weird. I couldn't move it then. Just got stuck. Right, let's see what happens. I'm indicating to go left. The signal control thing is not showing up on the screen, so I don't think I have control over the lights. Maybe we're going to go straight on. I don't know. I really don't know. Pony Club. A tad random. But my understanding of this is don't go, but when you do go, go left. You look, F. I think we're going left. I don't know though. How would I know? I don't know how to read these things. Maybe there's a manual. Let's see if I am going left. See, I am going left. So I shouldn't have gone. But I should have had control over the lights there, I think. I'm not stopping that one, okay. So I've probably broken this now. I don't know. I'm basically joyriding. I think that's what I'm doing. There's too much German for me to interpret. I need to watch somebody else play it who can speak German or who has figured out how to do this. And that's the only way I'm going to learn how to do it, I think. But, I mean, elements of simulated realism, very high indeed. I can't open the window. Can't interact with anything other than the controls, though. I would like to be able to open the window. Oh, getting some stutters there. No idea if I'm on schedule or not. Not a clue.
𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃.
Donna, falafel and grill. Nice. I know where to bring the wife for dinner tonight. That's good. Very good indeed. Oh crap. Well, I didn't know I was turning right there. I had no idea I was turning right there. I probably could have avoided that collision, but whatever. There you go, that guy there is just walking straight through the bus stop and the bin. No problem about that. I mean, okay, fine, that's a pedestrian walking around. It's not part of the tram itself. Is it a big deal? Kind of. At the price they're asking, I kind of feel like it is. Gotta admit, I do like the brakes. The brakes are pretty awesome. And it's the audio. The audio is very, very good. It really is. And it is the audio that makes immersion, but I mean, immersion can be easily broken. With cars that spawn into each other, people climbing out the top of the tram. The immersion could easily be broken like that. I mean, it is pretty cool as a tram sim. It certainly has something. It's not complete rubbish. Not like my driving skills.
Straße.
Physics are pretty good. That wasn't far off, was it? Considering I couldn't see a damn thing. Within 6 meters. Oops.
Clemensstraße.
The lights changed just as I got here. There you go. Waist height dropping through the floor again. And it's not like it happens randomly. It's not like every now and then. It's like it happens all over the place, all of the time. There you go. Prime example. Pedestrians half in the floor on both sides. Where's the quality control? So what's going to happen? How are they going to get... Look at that. They all came up the top. They've all come down into the ground. Oh, my word. I mean, how do you miss that in quality control testing? How does that not catch your attention? Beyond me. Unbelievable. Unbelieve my bubble. So I've no idea where I am on the route. There's so many things I don't understand in this game. Hence why my profile is absolutely spot on. Because I'm absolutely none the wiser. I don't know when my route is going to end. I just don't understand or know anything. Oh. Nearly missed it. Stop climbing out the top of my tram. Get off my tram. I think everybody's got off. Does that mean it's the end of my route? I think I have completed my route. Everybody got off. Oh no, somebody's getting back on. Well, I guess we keep going then. See, I'd like to know what key bind opens and closes the doors like that. But I'm not quite sure how I would do that without learning a bit of German. Do I just keep going? I feel like this is where we started, isn't it? I mean, the tram detail is very good. Again though, look how many people are in the floor. Nobody's getting on or off anymore. I think the route's ended. I don't know what to do at the end of a route. We'll try one more. If nobody gets on, I'll wrap it up. Oh look, I've caught a tram up in front of me. So I think I must be going too fast. Because I'm sure he's running absolutely bang on schedule. Which is probably why we're not picking up any passengers. No K control, look. No K control there, I can't control the lights. Just confused constantly in this game. There's no passengers at all. I don't think I have any passengers on board either, do I? So I can just skip this stop altogether and just come right up behind that tram.
Liebe Fahrgäste, bitte stellen Sie Kinderwagen oder schwerere Gegenstände in den vorgesehenen
Oh,
Bereich.
I missed my go. I'm just gonna go anyway. They're all gonna wait. Good, good, good. Jump in the line again. Nobody cares. If anybody gets on board. Nobody's getting on board. I think I've run that line completely. I don't know. There's so much more I need to understand about this game. But without controller support and decent tutorials, I'm not quite sure how I'm ever going to get the impetus to really learn how to play this. Definitely there are certain elements of this game that I really like. I think the modelling of the trams are pretty fantastic. The simulated elements inside the cockpit and the systems and the processes that you have to follow, they seem to be absolutely spot on. The audio is, like I say, is nearly perfect. There's a lot here to like, but with such a high price tag, and I understand it's a niche market, they need to make a profit, But if you're going to charge that sort of money for every single DLC pack that you release, then you've got to make sure that the people are not half submerged into the floor. You've got to do that. You've got to make sure that the cars are not spawning in and spawning out in ridiculous locations. You've got to make sure that the cars aren't driving into each other. You've got to make sure that the tutorials and the menu and the UI are some sort of, you know, that they have to work. And at the moment, it just doesn't feel, it's lacking polish. It really is lacking polish from every angle, from every perspective. It needs a polish. Even the audio could do with a bit of a tweak. I mean, the audio is very good, but there are still parts that are missing, I feel. It's not quite 100%. Do I recommend it? I mean, if you ignore the price, then yes, I think there's a lot here to like, and I'm sure it's going to get better. But without controller support and decent tutorials, it kind of feels like a game that it's going to stress you out more than chill you out, you know? I don't know. It's a real mixed bag, this one. Obviously, the level of simulation I appreciate and respect. But the lack of UI, the lack of tutorials, the lack of attention to detail, the bugs, the issues that seem to be everywhere. There are problems with it. It needs sorting out. Simple as that. Let me know what you think, guys. You're probably much better at this game than I am. There's definitely bits I like, though. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.